What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here from the Toku and Animation News Network with
Cruellica Kain.
And we're back with another Doctor Who edition of Kaiju no Kami versus AI. This time we're going to talk about what AI had put for the worst classic Doctor Who stories.
So, with the classic Who stories, surprisingly, it only gave me 5. Just 5. Short, simple, but compared to the best, it actually gave me a reason for why these are considered the worst.
Oh, the best one didn't do reasons?
They gave a synopsis, but this actually gives you synopsis and why it's noted as the worst. So I'll read that as we go along.
Alright, do they go in chronological order again?
Yes. Actually, no. Number 5 doesn't, but everything else does.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yep.
Are you afraid?
No.
Are you excited?
No.
So, number 1. 1967's The Underwater Menace. By Patrick Troughton as the Doctor. The synopsis is the Doctor and his companions discover a submerged city with a mad scientist planning to drain the oceans. I actually remember this story.
Well, we just watched it not too long ago.
And why it's noted as one of the worst. It's criticized for its campy effects, muddled story, and lackluster production values. The episodes have been mostly lost with only partial reconstructions available at the time, but there is an animated version where they are able to find all the audio and had to recreate, poorly, but recreate the story. So, do you agree? I know my feelings on it, but do you agree?
Yes. It's, while getting to actually see the whole thing in action with the animation, it was still one of the weakest, if not the weakest, Troughton story of his entire run.
I agree. I actually, because this one was with Jamie again, and
well, they practically all have Jamie except his first.
But who was the female? Was it Vicky or was it?
It's Polly and Ben.
Yes, Polly and Ben. Okay, so it was a threesome, but okay, I didn't mean like that. But Polly was absolutely useless. And Ben and Jamie, they didn't...
There were too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, the only really good part about it was Patrick
Because
Troughton.
as I recall, that they said, because it was last minute decision to have Jamie join the Doctor, they had to split up Polly and Ben's lines among all 3 of them, so none of them got to have a really good moment to shine.
Yes.
Because they were all just kind of, it was split up, so they were just there and kind of useless because no one had really did anything worthwhile.
Yeah, nobody was able to stand out. And I don't know if they had decided to go a different direction or change the scripts. I don't know if it would have saved it because I feel like the story itself wasn't that great either.
No, and the costumes for the fishmen. I understand they were trying. I mean, the lips clearly they were trying to go for a Gilman look from Creature from the Black Lagoon, but they didn't. They couldn't pull it off.
No, I will admit, for historical purposes, I appreciate having had the opportunity to watch it.
And then watching those the underwater scenes with when they're just like moving in slow motions, clearly not actually in water.
Oh, yeah. So number 2, from 1969, The Space Pirates. Also a Patrick Troughton story.
We have not seen that because it's fully lost.
But the synopsis, well, apparently some people... Well, the synopsis of why it is considered bad, but this is fair to know. The Doctor and his companions get involved in the space piracy conflict involving stolen space fuel. Often cited for its uninteresting plot and poor production quality, like the Underwater Menace, though, many of the episodes are missing. Do you think it's fair then that was unfair that was included?
Well, yeah, because I think only one episode survives of that whole lot. And that's been the one story that is holding up season 6 from being fully completed. Because season 6, every other story has either been animated or is available. That one is gone. But, so I don't think it's really fair to put that on the list when you can only watch one episode.
So once we get through the rest of this, I will definitely like to get your opinion on what other stories could have been put in its place. So we're going to skip ahead about 15 years to number 3, 1984's The Twin Dilemma.
The worst regeneration premiere episode story of them all.
The newly regenerated Doctor faces off against twins with a dangerous plot.
Oh, that's...
Why it's noted is the episode received criticism for its confusing story and poor characterization, particularly for the Doctor's abrasive behavior.
Trying to kill Perry. Which, yeah, Colin Baker was not given a good impression right from the start. And... yeah, the whole story is boring. It just getting past poorly written, poor effects. It's just boring, and that's worse because you're watching it for 4 episodes.
Oh yeah, no, that was incredibly long.
That was a really long 4 episodes.
That was like the month of January for 2024, where that month took 6 weeks to get through. You can tell me it was 31 days, and I would still call bullshit. All right.
Fake news. It was only 31 days. Fake news. Fake news. It was 6 weeks. It was 12 weeks.
Number 4, 1985's Time Lash. This, for anyone who has never seen it...
Is that the one with H.G. Wells?
The Doctor and his companion visit a dystopian world where they encounter an evil being from another dimension. I actually don't I remember watching this.
Well, we just watched it not too long ago.
Often criticized for its low-budget effects, wooden performances, and overall uninspired plot.
I'm just trying to remember if that was the one with H.G. Wells.
Wasn't H.G. Wells a woman based on Whittaker's season?
Hmm?
I thought they made H.G. Wells a woman in that season. I could be thinking of a different show, but...
Let's see. Oh, maybe it's not the one with H.G. Wells. That's the one where they...
Isn't this great when he has to check Wikipedia?
We just watched it, and yeah.
It was a terrible episode!
I'm like, what happened in that?
Yes.
Yes, H.G. Wells. It was the one with H.G. Wells. Because, yeah, that's where they had, like, that triangular door, and the villain...
That never worked after
the villain was a scientist who has, like, a melted horse on his face because he was trying to do experiments and they went wrong. Yeah, that one... Would it be the worst, though, for that? I mean, it wasn't great. But I'm not sure if I would say if it would be the worst of the season.
Do you want to hear what number 5 is?
Sure.
Number 5 is 1968, The Dominators. Another Troughton story. The Doctor and his companions face an alien race intent on using the planet's resources to fuel their war machines.
With the black boxes.
Known for its uninteresting villains, tedious plot, and poor special effects, this is why it's noted as one of the worst Doctor Who stories.
I don't think it was as bad as others have made it sound.
Isn't this the one where she's, like, doing calculations?
Who? Zoe?
Zoe.
No, that's the Invasion.
Oh, okay.
No, the Dominators... was the one. It basically looks like a long garbage can with a spiky ball on its head for a head.
Oh God!
I mean, it wasn't an exciting episode. It was kind of boring, but I didn't think it was terrible. I would have put actually in that place. Well, I would have either done for Davison the. Oh shit, what is the name of the story now? That has the Silurians and Sea Devils in it.
Oh God.
It's the premiere for his 3rd season.
Yes.
Because it'll be our next Davison story when the Blu-ray set comes out. Oh my God, what is it? But that would be in my top 10 or top list.
For worst.
Instead of
Space Pirates.
And then I would have the Horns of Naman in there for Tom Baker. Because that is one of the worst Doctor Who stories ever.
Now, here's a question for you. Do you think it's fair that essentially for their worst stories, they only called out 2 doctors of the 7?
Well, especially if they were only going to do 5 episodes. If they're only doing 5 stories, it should have been only 1 per a doctor. Instead of 3 for Charlton.
Because it does make that appearance, though. That if you have 3 stories for Troughton on here and 2 for Baker, that Troughton is considered the worst doctor of the 7.
Well, I wouldn't say that, considering how many stories they have.
Well, do you think it's fair to have Troughton have the most, where people who have never seen a Patrick Troughton story could get that perception that he was the weakest of the doctors?
No, because he was still one of the best. Because he had so many good stories.
Do you think it could be at least a way of saying that they have limited content of what they can reference because of what's missing?
If we're going to get down to it, though, I do not like the Underwater Menace. But since half the original episode's missing, it's probably not fair to put it on there. And it's not fair to put another episode that's missing. They should have went for the stories that are fully complete.
Yes.
If they're missing stories, even though some, like the Underwater Menace, would be on my worst list if I ever do one, I don't think it's fair for those lists to put stuff that's incomplete on them.
Yeah, I do.
AI should only be putting complete stories.
Well, I think the challenge with this is, as it's always important to note, AI is only as smart as the information you feed it. And yes, AI has the entire internet to call upon.
So AI is only as smart as the user?
But with that said, I do feel like there are worse stories out there for the Colin Baker ones. I will admit they are accurate on. Those are my 2 least favorite for the Baker stuff.
Oh, the entire list could be Colin Baker technically.
But I also don't want to call out that Colin Baker is the worst doctor for his own faults. He was dealt a bad hand.
And yet he seems to be the most humble and fan-oriented doctor of them all.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of interesting because he is the one who has every right to be disgruntled and mean-spirited about the show.
Oh, absolutely. And he's the one who is the biggest champion for it. So there is so much to put there and unpack. But I do feel that every doctor has bad stories. Thinking about the Roman one.
Oh, the
Cardinal.
And the Space Museum.
Actually,
one of those should have been on there.
And then when you think about it for Pertwee,
the Time Monster.
I was gonna say, oh God, his first season as a doctor is my least favorite.
Well, it's also
per tweet.
because they were 7-episode stories, except for his first one.
And then,
The Ambassadors of Death. That was the really boring one.
and then obviously the Horns and Iman for Tom Baker, McCoy, oh God.
I'd say it's either the Ronnie story with his
Yes.
premiere, or
When she tries to pretend to be Mel and was horrible at it.
or the other one from that season with the what you call it, the 70s or 50s gang where they're at that like summer camp type place.
Oh God!
That's trying to represent Earth's 50s time period or something.
Yeah, which did a very poor job. Even though McCoy was living that time, so he was an adult, he would have known what the 50s were like.
But yeah, that would probably be, what was that one?
I can't remember.
But that would probably be, that or the Ronnie one would be my toss-up for the McCoy story.
So, I think I have finally have found a list that AI has generated that you have disagreed with so far. Not completely, but
Oh, it's a terrible list. But it also doesn't help. It's only 5, so you don't know what the true outcome is.
absolutely. So, with that said, where do you want to take this journey next?
We'll figure it out later. But that's all we're going to do recording today for these batch of episodes. So, click like, subscribe, the bell notification.
Whatever else YouTube asks you to do to help support us and move up our algorithm so more people can find our very interesting content and hopefully enjoy it as much as you will do.
And then also check out, you can support us at Patreon and Bluesky at tokuaannetwork.
Technically Twitter as well, but...
And then Facebook, Instagram, Discord at Kaiju no Kami. And the website creativitybydesignllc.com. You can buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below. And let us know, what are your least favorite Doctor Who stories from the classic era? Do you agree with any of the ones on this list? Do you think that it was cool to put incomplete stories on the list? Let us know, and until next time...
Bye!